What's going to happen now that I'm done with my bachelor's and I officially got the paperwork saying that I have graduated? Where will I go from here? Let's talk about it. Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Jesse. How y'all doing today? As you can see, it's another beautiful cloudy morning here in the Philippines. I'm gonna go ahead and do my video, and today I'd like to talk about what my plans are now that I have my bachelor's in space studies. So yesterday morning, after I got back from my walk, I saw that I had an email from my college telling me that I had went through the final clearance, my grades are good, my finances are good, everything's good, and that I am now a graduate of American Military University or American Public University Systems, and now one of their alumni in space studies. So what am I going to do now that I have a bachelor's in space studies? Well, there are several routes I could try to go down. One of those routes I really wanted to do was possibly working at a planetarium, especially with my concentration being on astronomy. But then I thought, I like being in a university setting. I decided to get my master's. And how that went yesterday, around 8 a.m. or so, I tried to apply for my master's. They said I had to wait till the next day. Well, the next day meant in America next day. And so, and I assumed that it would be that. So around 1 p.m. here, because I think America is 12-hour difference in the Eastern time, which is where the university is. Around 1 p.m. I went back and I saw that I could go ahead and apply for a master's, and I did. And they said it would take 1 to 2 business days for them to look over it and to give the okay. About 6 or 7 hours later, I got the email of them saying that yeah, I can go ahead and work on my master's, probably because of how good my grades are in their school with space studies and how I've made the dean's list because of my grades. And so that is now my plan, to get a master's in space studies with a concentration once again in astronomy. As you know, I've talked about this before. I love astronomy. I think it's interesting, especially the cosmology part, the part that deals with the beginning and the possible ending of our universe. So last night, I just went all out. I need 36 credit hours to be able to have a master's, and two classes, which is typically 6 credit hours. 2 classes is considered full-time, two 8-week classes. I doubled that. So I went ahead, I'm not giving myself a break. I found classes that I can take next week. So I signed up for 2 classes for next week. And probably the hardest class is going to be next week, other than the capstone, because it's the research class. May deal with some math, for better or worse. I'm going to be doing Introduction to Space Studies and research statistics as well. Research statistics, I read, was required as the second class. I actually did fairly well. The first time I went to college, I took a research design and statistics class twice, but it was in psychology. I did fairly well in both of those because there was part 1 and part 2. And then I actually did better in part 2. I think most people did. And then I also did a independent studies in 2013, where I conducted my own experiment and had to basically do the information for the research myself. So that's my plan. Starting next week, I take on 2 master classes. They're going to be 8 weeks long. And then next month, while I'm taking the other 2, I'm going to be starting 2 more. Next month is May. I'll be in 4 classes. At the end of May, I'll be back down to 2, but at the beginning of June, I'll be right back up to 4. And I think I'll have 4 classes all the way up until August, maybe. And then in August, I think it drops down to 2 classes. And after that, the other classes, I honestly tried to sign up for every single class I could sign up for. The only classes I didn't sign up for were the classes that didn't have any openings. And my final class, which will be a capstone. I have 2 options for my final class. I have capstone, which I think it said something along the lines of putting together like an experiment or maybe a paper over a topic of my choice, maybe. Or I do a capstone portfolio, which I read tends to be more intensive. And I read in the course description that there will be a 40 to 50 page long paper. And I think that class will end up being 16 weeks for good reason. I mean, if you're writing a paper that long, 8 weeks, just cutting that down to 8 weeks, that's not easy. So I think that one will end up being 16 weeks long. I got another class that's 16 weeks long, one of the ones that starts in June. But I'm deciding to go with the capstone, the portfolio, because that one looks like it would fit my style of learning and personality better, as I can talk about my journey in university, the things that I've learned, and how I've grown and changed throughout the short time I've been at university. That's my plan, is to go with the capstone portfolio, simply because I think that's just how I am. So there you go, guys. That's my plan. Now that I have a bachelor's in space studies, they said they'll be emailing me my diploma, and they'll be mailing my diploma, my physical diploma as well. They'll be emailing me the diploma in 3 weeks, and then they will be mailing my physical diploma in 6 weeks. The physical diploma, it will come here in the Philippines. It'll be the address that I have on my ID card. It'll be coming to that address. I'll be able to show that off to you guys. I didn't see anything about getting my transcripts. I think maybe I can get an unofficial transcript, but I have to pay to get the official ones. But to get my master's in the same university, I don't have to have the transcripts. They already have it in their systems. And I'm very fortunate to have went to the military, because the military is paying everything. They even give me money to do it. They give me a housing allowance, so I can pay for my housing as well. And that's one of the great things about going to the military, and it's one of the reasons that I will always teach my kids the different routes. You can go down university, you can go down working, or you can go down the military route. And I'm a little biased. I went down all 3. I went to university back in 2010 to 14 before joining the military. I've worked without needing a diploma where I work, and I've been to the military. I'm a little biased. I would prefer my kids to join, at least in America, I would prefer my kids to join the military. They will get taken care of a lot better. It's a little painful at first, but it's worth it, I think. Those benefits, they add up. They really do. But there you go, guys. That's my plan now. That's my plan going forward. I'm not going to give up. I want to keep moving forward. I think they said 36 months of college that they'll pay for. I'm using that to the best, to its max. Using that to knock out as many classes as possible, get through my classes quick so I can graduate. My plan after master's, yes, my plan after getting my master's, as of right now, is to either try to find a job at a planetarium, or quite possibly work as an adjunct professor, which is basically a part-time professor, contract work. And if I could get 2 to 3 classes a month, I could live very comfortable. If I got 1 class a month on top of what I'm already making, I live very comfortably here. if I get 2 to 3 classes a month, I could probably live comfortably in several different countries and several different places in the USA. Now, not every place, but several different places. And so I'll be able to travel a lot more, which is my plan, to teach online, which would be my greatest plan. So to teach online and do that. There you go, guys. That's my plan now that I have my bachelor's. And let me know if y'all have any questions. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, guys. Know that you are valuable and you matter. God bless and peace.